Welcome to the Node API meeting on January 23rd, 2026. And we have two new folks joining the call today. And welcome. And we'll start with our standard team project board. And I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Cool. So we'll go through the done list. First, in the last week, we have merged this Node API fix API name that we just landed about 2 months ago, and to fix a new API name to align with our new naming standard, naming guideline. So the new API will also be renamed in other runtimes that implement the Node API as well. So I see that it's being merged in EM API, and hopefully we will have it being fixed in Dino and other runtimes as well. And once this fix is being released in um, newer Node.js versions, we will adopt it in this C++ API C++ package as well. And yeah, that's the next step for this particular pull request. And let's see the next step for the vtable implementation of Node API. I think there were some blockers for this pull request. Vladimir has conflict today, so let's see if all the blockers have been merged. Yeah, I can confirm that all the blockers pull requests have been merged, so this pull request should be ready to continue the inform fix. Yeah, okay, cool. If I jump into particular issues in the in progress list or need a charge list, do we have any particular issues or progress that you would like to bring up first to discuss about?
No, not really. To be honest, it's the first time I'm seeing that board, so yeah, I'm just here to listen.
Yeah, no worries. And all right, I think we already have the Node API set object prototype API being landed in Node core, and I think it has been released in version 25. I'm going to add this watch. Once this API is being backported to version 22 and 24, we will be able to implement it in the C++ Node add-on API as well. So I will keep this open. And we just talked about this create object with properties. It's an optimization on creating an object with non-property list. So we will wait for this pull request to be backported to version 22 and version 24, and then we'll implement this in Node add-on API. And for the V8.6.0. I think that it's already the January 23rd. I think we can mark this ready for review and ready to land and publish a new version of Node add-on API with shared buffer support. All right, and I'm going to prove it. Um, I'll keep it open for another day, 1 day or two, and in case if there are any concerns about the new version release, and if not, I will cut the new release next Monday. So um, just to avoid releasing new versions on Friday. Okay, and I think let's see if there's anything news with the Node API test suite. Karen is not here today, and I think I have merged all the pull requests that were ready for review in December. So all the current pull requests are still draft. So I wait for Karen to join the meeting and to see if he has anything to update. And this, for your benefit, this is a new project that we call it as a Node API conformance test suite because Node API is being implemented in Dino and Bun and other runtimes as well. It's not just a Node.js specific C++, C++ API anymore. So it has been adopted by other JavaScript runtimes as well. So we would like to make the test suite easier to be adopted by these runtimes so that we can um, make Node API behavior compliant and aligned between these implementations. So this is the new test suite project that was initiated last November, if I recall correctly. So it's going to migrate the existing Node API in the Node.js core repo, which is located in this directory, like JS native API and Node API. So the new test suite project will start with migrating these tests to be easier to be adopted by other runtimes. So right now, Brian is working on it. And if you are interested in helping with the project, I think this will be a very good start point to work on with. Yeah, anyway.
Do you have any open issue linked to this or
We don't have an open issues to check the work, but I think if you're looking into uh work on this project, I think the start point would be looking into see if there's any test cases like in this Node.js
yeah.
node test JS native API directory that are not currently implemented in the new repo. So I think in that case, you are welcomed to migrate this test to the new location and fits the new um, new code style. So basically, I think we you can find that the test structure are kind of similar to the original node test structure. It's just that we are just bootstrapped this new repository and we have not migrated all the tests to this new project yet. So yeah, any help would be appreciated. And right now we only add a node to the GitHub action. And in the future, if it's appropriate, we might think about adding other runtimes like Dino or bound to the test runner to the default CI as well, so that we can ensure that every test added will pass in every um, Node API implementation as well. So yeah, that's basically the roadmap for this conformance test suite.
Do you plan to, so this is conformance test, but do you plan to do that for performance as well?
Um, that's a good point. Right now, I think this particular test suite is focused on the API behavior. So this test suite will ensure that every Node API implementation will behave the same across different implementations. Um, we don't have any benchmark plan in this project yet.
Okay. Is that something that you would be interested in, or um,
Um, for the benchmark, I think we are currently hosting the Node API benchmark in this directory only.
okay,
The reason for that is the benchmark will likely depend on Node.js particular APIs. For example, this benchmark setups. So this is Node.js particular benchmark. I'm not sure if it's suitable for like Bound or Dino, but it, it might need work to make this benchmark work for other runtimes because their command line interface might be different. So right now we only host the Node API benchmark in this Node.js specific benchmark directory.
okay. And I'm sorry, I'm asking question, but maybe you want to follow the board, and maybe I should
Yeah,
ask
no
question at
worries.
the end. Okay, so next question is on which machine do you run those performance benchmark? Do
So
you do it?
hopefully we will run the tests on platforms that Node.js supports. And specifically in given that the limitation of GitHub Action hosted machines, we only run it on macOS and Ubuntu and Windows, which are well-known platforms. And specifically, we will run it for all supported Node.js LTS versions. And there might be some older Node.js versions, but anyway, that's kind of the current platforms that we run regularly for the tests.
Okay, I see. Thanks.
Do you have a timeline by which you plan to completely migrate to this package and get rid of relying on the core node tests?
Well, to be honest, we usually don't have timelines for any
Mhm.
features that we are going to work in Node.js because usually people work on Node.js are voluntary work and they work in their voluntary time, so we don't have any guarantees on the timeline. But that's why we are very happy that we have new joiners like you to the project. So if you are free or available to work on any Node.js specific issues or projects, you're very welcome to do so, and we are very happy to have helps from you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks.
All right, cool. Let's get back to the issue. I think this in progress. And this is a automated header update from the core repo, and it's quite a simple change, and it's a synchronization from the core repo. So I'm going to merge it and um, release a new version of the Node API headers package later today. And for your benefit, this is this is an npm package for Node API headers because Node APIs uh right now Node APIs can be used with different Node API implementation runtimes. So the only necessary materials for add-ons to build with Node APIs is these headers. So once the add-ons have these headers available, they don't need to download Node.js runtime or specific Node.js versions to build the add-ons. So this npm package allows add-ons to build with Node API without dependencies on a specific Node.js version or specific Node.js um, or specific Node API implementation runtimes. So they can use this npm package to build with CMake or Node.js or any build systems that that they are currently use. So we regularly publish this npm package in once there is any change in the Node.js core repo. So that would be a is that this will be easier for add-ons to build with Node API header files. So yeah,
Does the release cadence of this match the release cadence? Let's say you have a new LTS version. Do you expect to release a new LTS or a major version of API headers as well?
no, it's sep the release cadence is separate from the Node.js version. You can see
Okay,
because the Node API is API stable APIs. So
right.
once we once we released a new API to be stable, it's unlikely that we will remove it or update the function signature. So we can say that the API is stable for probably for a very, very long time. So it has its own release cadence, and usually it will be incremental change. And so and usually it will be um usually it's compatible with every Node.js LTS versions. So there's nothing there's no strong like relationships with this package
Right.
and Node.js versions. So you can use it independently. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
All right, cool. I think all the other items in the new change list are examples and dependency updates. And we have already visited this earlier, and Kevin is looking into this particular issue. So I'll skip it today, given that Kevin is not here. All right. I think that's all for our meeting today.
Thank you
Anything
so much.
else you wanted to bring up before we jump out? All right, cool. Thank you very much for joining the call today. And yeah, I will see
Have a
you
good
on
one.
GitHub. Have a good
Thank you.
weekend.
Cheers.
Bye.